What is going on, Knicks fans? Welcome on in. My name is Richie, and we have the latest Knicks news. We got the next Knicks potential head coach that they are officially interviewing. As of right now, the New York Knicks have interviewed two head coaches, Mike Brown and Taylor Jenkins. And now there's a third we need to talk about. Micah Nori from Minnesota, the lead assistant of the Minnesota Timberwolves. Could this be the next Knicks head coach? We're going to talk about everything you need to know about him and all the latest stuff around the NBA, all the latest stuff you need to know about your New York Knicks. It is the offseason now, officially, with the Oklahoma City Thunder winning the NBA title on Sunday night. Congratulations to OKC. What an unbelievable game. Very unfortunate to see Tyrese Halliburton go down. Even though Tyrese Halliburton is not a popular name amongst Knicks fans, it's still devastating to see something like that happen at the biggest stage possible, because now that has a direct impact, that injury of Tyrese, to the New York Knicks, because now all of a sudden Jason Tatum and Halliburton are out all of next year. The only way they can return to action is in a deep playoff run. So that opens up the Eastern Conference even more next year, which makes this head coaching search even that much more important, because the Knicks have to hit a home run with this hire. We're going to talk about it right here on the channel. I appreciate everybody tuning in to Knicks Media. Make sure you guys come through to Bleacher Report to tune in to the latest. All you need to know. I am live on Bleacher Report Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5 p.m. EST. Let's get straight into the business. All right, Micah Nori. Now, the first connection that we all make together as Knicks fans is what? I think we all are on the same page here. Who is Micah Nori? Where does he come from? Where's the potential connection? Because we all know Leon Rose, he loves the connects. He loves to connect the dots. He loves familiar faces, right? Well, the familiar face is Karl Anthony Towns. And I know a lot of Knicks fans after that last season were like, it's time to give up. It's time to give up on Cat. Let's trade him. I would relax there as I enter my standing desk mode as my camera lifts up. I would relax on the whole notion that the Knicks are trading Karl Anthony Towns. He is under contract for this Knicks team for the next 3 seasons. I don't think Cat is going anywhere, okay? That is my opinion. The only way that they trade away Cat is if Giannis is involved. And as of right now, that's not looking like the case. So, who is Micah Nori? What is he known for? Where he's supposed to be, he's known as being a offensive guru, a offensive genius. His role for Minnesota is the offensive mind, and he has direct experience with Karl Anthony Towns. And I think the Knicks trading for Cat last year shows that they absolutely are buying into Cat being part of this team long term. And obviously, the pairing of Tibbs, or repairing that is, of Tibbs and Cat did not get along. Could this indicate that this is more for Karl Anthony Towns? I don't know. You never know. Now, what is his resume looking like? He has been an assistant head coach for a long time, Micah Nori. He came in to the NBA in 2009 as an assistant for the Toronto Raptors for 4 years. He became an assistant head coach for the Sacramento Kings for 2 seasons, and then he was an assistant for the Denver Nuggets for 3 seasons, and then another assistant opportunity for Detroit for 3 seasons, and then he finally got an opportunity to be the lead assistant for the Minnesota Timberwolves for the last 4 seasons, since 2021. And you know everything about the Minnesota Timberwolves. They were a game away from the NBA Finals, or series away from the NBA Finals. Just lost to OKC, back-to-back Western Conference Finals appearances, right? The Knicks tried to interview Finch, and they got denied, the head coach of the Timberwolves. But now maybe they can get the lead assistant. I actually like this for the New York Knicks. He's somebody that, if you talk about assistant head coaches, people that don't have experience, this is someone that's built for the job, 51 years old. And I think that the offensive mindset is exactly what this Knicks team needs, right? Thibodeau was a defensive-minded head coach, and I think that a guy like Micah, his resume definitely tells you all you need to know. He garnered attention in 2023, according to Wikipedia, for his ingenious, often comic analogies during sideline interviews at Timberwolves games. So he has an interesting personality. People compare him to guys like Ted Lasso, the TV show. That's his personality, if anybody watched that show, by the way. But he's learned under head coaches such as Dwayne Casey, Michael Malone, right? Of course, Finch, Jay Triano, Dwayne Casey. And I think that these guys are interesting, and we're finally seeing the vision of Leon Rose, right? All these candidates are going to come out. And by the way, this is not going to be the third and only candidate that the Knicks are going to be interviewing. I'm expecting the New York Knicks to start interviewing at least 5 to 7, maybe even 10 candidates. I think there's going to be a wide search, right? But whenever there's a guy that the Knicks are officially interviewing, we have to talk about him as why could he be the guy? Right? Because that's what Leon Rose is doing. That's what Jim Dolan is doing. That's what the whole process of this Knicks organization is doing. They're bringing in a candidate and giving him an opportunity to prove himself in these interviews that he's the right man for the job. Could he be the right man for this job? Maybe. You never know. Okay? So I think this is a very intriguing name. Because I think we're going to start seeing some lead assistants get some jobs. You guys, please let me know your thoughts. Would you be interested in Nori to come on in here and be the New York Knicks next head coach? Because now with the East even more wide open next year, you're talking about the New York Knicks as one of the betting favorites already to be Eastern Conference champions next year. This is going to be the most anticipated season in Knicks history. Last year was very anticipated because of the second round exit, being injured, acquiring Cat. A lot of energy was going into last season. But now with seeing the Knicks be 2 wins away from the NBA Finals, and now seeing where the state of the current Eastern Conference is, mixed in with the potential brand new head coach, there's going to be a lot of pressure on the Knicks. You can argue it's the Knicks and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Detroit, you got to give them respect. If Giannis comes back to the Milwaukee Bucks, which I think is going to happen, those are the teams that's going to be contending. You can't sleep on Boston. I know Tatum's not there, but Boston's still going to be a playoff team in my opinion. And I think the Pacers are going to be a playoff team. I mean, I really do think that they're going to have not a championship caliber season without Tyrese Halliburton. They're still going to be in the mix. And of course, there's going to be new teams in the East that emerge and show some improvement. What's the Chicago Bulls going to look like? Who knows? But the West is where things are getting interesting because we had some news happen over the weekend that does have some direct correlation with the New York Knicks. And that is, and the reason why I say direct correlation with the New York Knicks is just because we've talked about this specific player potentially coming to the Knicks on the channel and on the shows the last few weeks. And now it's official that he's not going to be a New York Knick. And you guys know exactly where I'm going with this. That is Mr. Kevin Durant. All right, Kevin Durant has been traded to the Houston Rockets, as we all learned. Now that officially takes the New York Knicks out of this as a potential option. The Knicks were linked to Kevin Durant as we almost tried to trade for him last trade deadline, apparently. So people were speculating that the Knicks are going to go after KD. And then we got a bunch of reports coming out saying the Knicks are not going after Kevin Durant in this offseason. That's not happening. So he's officially Houston Rocket. You can kiss that dream goodbye if any Knicks fans even had that as a dream. And I was telling you guys, I don't know if Kevin Durant fits what we're trying to do right now. I would not really trade for him based off of this. But he's officially Houston Rockets, so that is something that we have to consider. And there's a lot of trades happening. I think there's a trade today I saw that, CJ McConnell going to Washington or something along those lines. The reason why I bring that up is it's trade season, right? It's going to start, the trades are going to start piling in. And by the way, the NBA draft is right around the corner, folks. And by the way, I'll be live directly after the NBA draft, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. But the NBA draft is right around the corner. What are the New York Knicks going to do there? What are they going to do with their 50 overall draft pick, right? It'd be a lot of interesting things to consider of what this Knicks team is going to be doing in the NBA draft. Who are the Knicks going to hire to be the head coach? Who is Leon Rose going to draft? Are we going to trade that pick? Are we going to trade up? Are we going to trade down? Are we going to trade it for future assets? The one thing I know about Leon Rose is he is somebody that you never know what is up his sleeve. As much as we try, and he also just hides from the media. The guy doesn't talk. We don't know anything about Leon Rose. And I give him, I respect his effort to just not tell or not talk to the media. I don't know how he gets away with it at all. I have no idea. He's the only figure in the NBA or any sport that runs a said team and doesn't speak to the media. So we don't know what Leon Rose is thinking, right? Usually when you fire a coach, you talk to the person that fired him, which was Leon Rose, and Leon Rose would answer questions. But no, he avoids it, whatever. At first, it pissed me off when he first became the Knicks president. I'm like, why is he not talking? I want to hear from him. But now the Knicks are successful. I'm like, good. Let him move in silence. Let him move in peace. Not really that big of a deal, of course. But the reason why I bring that up is it's just pure speculation. We don't know what Leon Rose is thinking. We don't know what he is going to do in the NBA draft, for example. The only thing we can base our knowledge off of is his previous drafts. The one thing I know about Leon Rose, guys, is he loves to trade during the draft. Now, I don't think we've seen him trade up, right? But we've seen him trade down, and we've seen him trade assets for future picks. And I think that's important to note, right? We've seen Leon Rose flip a current draft pick that they're about to have and push it for a future draft pick down the line. So could the Knicks be doing that? And what that basically does is it acquires, more assets for trade. It's for trade reasons and trade reasons only. I think the Knicks can benefit with that 50th overall pick. Now it's a late second rounder, whatever, not really that valuable of a pick. But if the Knicks can find somebody in the second round that could provide depth, that's great. We got 4 young players to be excited about from last year's draft that Leon Rose drafted. In Pacome Dadier, all right, Tyler Kolek, Ariel Hook-Porty, Kevin McCullough Jr. What's the role for those guys? We're going to see them in the summer league. So I'm expecting the Knicks to come away with at least one player in the draft. I'd be shocked if they traded out of the draft completely. They're going to come out of this NBA draft with one prospect at least. Maybe even they trade back into the draft and they come away with 2 rookies. You never know what's up Leon Rose's sleeve. But there's a lot of exciting things. There's a lot of exciting things that's happening. How am I feeling about my Knicks? I mean, I'm feeling relatively good about the Knicks. I'll be honest. I'm not one of those Knicks fans that's hitting the panic button. Like some people are like, uh-oh, we fire Tibbs when there's no plan. I mean, that's just a little bit reactionary, feeding into the narrative of the media. The media is always going to paint the picture of the Knicks just not knowing what they're doing. I have confidence in Leon Rose, and he has earned that. I didn't just blindly have confidence in Leon Rose. When he first became the Knicks president, I did not trust him. I didn't know anything about him. He needed to gain the trust because I was coming off of Phil Jackson and Steve Wilkes. Steve Mills, all the previous presidents and the running the basketball operations side of things for the Knicks. So I didn't have any reason to believe in Leon Rose until he came here and lifted up this organization to the point where he is. The roster that's assembled right now is purely Leon Rose's. He hired Tom Thibodeau, successful 5 years, fires him, and now he needs to go find another head coach. I look at the Tom Thibodeau hiring as a positive for the Knicks. Just because he got fired in 5 years, I'm going to look back as the Tom Thibodeau era as a success. I don't know about you guys, but I think 4 out of 5 seasons going to the playoffs, an Eastern Conference playoff appearance, that is a success, especially when you factor in recent history before that era of basketball for the New York Knicks. Just abysmal. So, but now the question is, whoever this Knicks coach whoever Leon Rose hires as the Knicks head coach, we want the next 5 years to be better than the last 5 years. We want to be in the playoffs 5 out of the 5 years, going to the NBA Finals and winning a championship. Because I'm telling you guys right now, this New York Knicks team has never been positioned better to win an NBA championship in the next 3 years. We have a championship window, and it's time for that to click in. It's time for that to click for Knicks fans, right? There is a legit NBA championship window. We tasted the finals last year. We were right there. We were going to the Eastern Conference Finals after beating the reigning champion Boston Celtics, heading into the Eastern Conference Finals as the favorite, lost the series, unfortunately, of course, 2 wins away from being Eastern Conference champions to go up against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now we have a taste. This Knicks team, I'm sure they're going to make some crazy moves this offseason, but we are right there. And then you factor in what's going on with the Boston Celtics with Jason Tatum's injury, what's going on with the Indiana Pacers with the Tyrese Halliburton injury, because they're going to be hurt for next season, which is why this is important. The torn Achilles to Halliburton just changed the entire Eastern Conference next year. Completely. That one Achilles tear. And I got a lot of respect for Tyrese, I'm not going to lie. Right? Because he put everything on the line. He knew the risk of playing on a calf strain. If you have a calf strain and you play, you're risking your Achilles getting ruptured. That's exactly what happened. It's exactly what happened. So, Not a Tyrese Halliburton fan, but that definitely was a respectful move. The draft is going to be exciting, man. Absolutely. Appreciate everybody tuning into the show right now. Much love to everybody. We got a T-Wolves fan saying Micah is an excellent coach that the players absolutely love. You could do much worse. So hearing from a Timberwolves fan that there's a lot of respect for Nori as an assistant, I absolutely like this. And the fact that he comes from a more offensive background is definitely a lot more enticing to me. Like, that's the first thing I noticed when I did my research on him. That's what this Knicks team needs. I think we got real offensive firepower. And listen, defense wins championships. The Oklahoma City Thunder were the number 1 ranked defense in the league, and they won the chip, right? You got to have a defensive team. And with the talent we have with OG and Bridges and Deuce and Mitch, that's your defensive anchors. You got offensive weapons of Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns. If I'm the Knicks, I also want to bring this up. I'd do everything you can to trade for Donte DiVincenzo. I mean, I don't know if they could pull that off, but there's a rumor out there that people are talking about that the Knicks would be interested to bring back Devo. I mean, yeah, bring him back. Donte DiVincenzo, bring him back. Because this is someone that this Knicks team missed last year. No doubt about it. Okay? And I think if you're a Knicks fan and you look at Donte, he's a real piece to this puzzle that people are forgetting about. Okay? I would love the Knicks to go back and get Donte DiVincenzo. Do you guys agree with that? Because Donte DiVincenzo has that dog in him that I think Knicks fans missed the most out of anything. We need shooting. We need a championship caliber player. If we can figure out a way to get him back on this team and keep Bridges and keep Hart and Brunson and really do the Nova Knicks, I'm down, bro. Go after Donte. If there's an actual opportunity for this Knicks team to acquire Donte DiVincenzo via trade, you got to do everything you can to do it, man. You got to do everything you can to do it. So that's what I got to say about Donte. Would you guys be interested in bringing him back? Because I don't understand why you wouldn't be on board for this. So there's a lot of speculation. I'm expecting the New York Knicks to make a few trades. And it's going to be really interesting to see what the trades are going to be. Is it going to go after Donte? Is it going to be after a player that we're not talking about? Are they going to acquire some free agents? Are we trading away a fan favorite? I don't know. And the weird thing about this whole thing is we're going to go into this offseason, go into the NBA draft, go into free agency, and probably make some trades, make some personnel roster decisions before the Knicks hire a head coach. That's interesting. So I'm sure that it's going to start picking up some steam in terms of which coach the Knicks are going to hire. We probably have a few more weeks. You know, it took the Knicks a long time to bring in Tom Thibodeau that summer. Last year with the Lakers and JJ Redick, it took them a long time. Like, organizations don't rush a head coaching decision in the NBA. They feel like they can go through the entire offseason personnel-wise, bring in the head coach with the team that's already in place. Because let's be honest, the head coach doesn't really have roster control, especially with the Knicks structure. It's rare for an NBA head coach to have any personnel decisions. And, you know, unless you're Greg Popovich and the Spurs and like an organization like that. The way the Knicks are structured, that's not the case. It's Leon Rose, World Wide West, the whole front office and all that. So I'm sure they have their plan. I'm sure they have their big board of option A, B, C, and D. I wish we can see what exactly the options are and what they're deciding between, but it's going to be intriguing to see where this Knicks team heads. Now, another update, just want to remind everybody that Taylor Jenkins was interviewed for the New York Knicks job, and I think Taylor Jenkins is a guy that you definitely got to keep on your mind as an option. Now, why would Taylor Jenkins make sense? I think that somebody with experience like him and the way that he was fired was very interesting. Very interesting. I mean, a very unprecedented way to get fired the way that he did, a super successful coach for the Memphis Grizzlies. This is a guy that I think is still an option. We've heard the Knicks being rumored to Jaren Jackson Jr. as a potential trade option. So far, you never know what's possible. I think that there's a lot of intriguing names that the Knicks are going to be talking to. But out of the three guys that the Knicks talk to, I think I'm not going to say these are the 3 finalists yet. We still got a long way to go, but it's definitely trending in that direction. And then Mike Brown, he's another guy that you can argue out of the available coaches that have head coaching experience, I think Mike Brown and Taylor Jenkins are the most realistic options. They're the only 2 guys that they're interviewing at this point. Mike Malone is out there, but it does not seem like the Knicks are interested. It does not seem like the Knicks are even, I feel like if they were interested, they would have interviewed him by now, right? So it doesn't seem like that's really a big option. So I'm excited to see what happens, man. I really, really am. And I think we're going to start seeing some of these reports come out throughout this next week. I think this week is going to be big. I really, really do. And the reason why I say that is I think that we're entering the stage with the NBA draft happening. We're entering that stage where the Knicks are really going to start going deep into some interviews. And we're going to start seeing the vision of Leon Rose come fruition. All right? So you guys let me know your thoughts because there's a lot. There's a lot. So I'm excited about it. And let's go Knicks, man. All right. You guys got to let me know, man. We got some super chats to get to. LaSalle, another one. Can't wait for the draft. Nets are about to cook. We'll see, man. Brooklyn's got some capital. You got to take advantage of the capital, my man. Appreciate the super chat. V-Man, $5. Appreciate you, bro. With the Pacers and Celtics wounded and the Cavs incapable of winning the key series, the East is the Knicks to lose as of now. What's your wish list? Yeah, V-Man, exactly what I said on the show, and I cannot thank you enough for the $5 super chat. Love the consistent support you show on Jets Media, Knicks Media. You're my guy, V-Man. Come on now. You know the vibes. I think it's interesting. The Knicks are now going to be the favorite. They are expected to be coming out of the East with the injuries. My wish list, it's really Jason Kidd is at the top still. I'm not going to give up on that dream until I officially see it's impossible. I like Micah Nori. There's a lot of interesting names, So thank you for the super chat. Folks, we're going to wrap up the show here. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Let's go Knicks. I love you guys so much. That's the latest report you need to know about your New York Knicks, and I'll see you next time. Peace.